there is a very different take on vampires for me. Really heavy influences from, I feel like you can really just track what I was into when I was writing this. Like, very heavy influences from, like, zombie movies and zombie shows and, like, classic horror movies. Like, horror movies is my niche. That is just what I've always been into. And, you can really just track, like, oh, this is like a zombie movie. Oh, this is kind of like a slasher film. Like, oh no, maybe this is like vampires. There's a very different take, and something I'm so excited about is just how different the vampires are. Like, I wanted something that relied on classical vampire thinking, like Bela Lugo and Dracula from like the 40s, but I also wanted something that could be like modernized and like a nudge nudge wink wink, like campy, but also like a real life applicable vampirism. And I feel like that's very far into what we are now. It's like, what if there was not zombies, but vampires in real life?
Everybody, welcome back to Living the Next Chapter. I have a lot of authors on my show, and it's great to celebrate a launch of a new book. And what I love is my author today has, well, you'll see if you're watching the video, a very interesting look as far as the color of her hair, which is now making me second guess my look. I'm feeling a little bit inadequate in the moment. Gabrýel is here, and she's celebrating the launch of her book by nice hot pink hair to celebrate. Like, yes. Who else? Like, of course, everyone should do that. So excited to have you on the show. Welcome to Living Next Chapter.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. This is like one of the coolest podcasts I've had the pleasure of listening to recently. And I am stoked to be here talking about my book, talking about everything in general.
All right. So where do I send the money for that little plug there? Okay. That was very kind of you.
You can go ahead and send that to GGG/PayPal.
We'll take care of that. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for listening to the show. That makes me feel special as well. But I'm happy you're here because we're here to celebrate your book. 6 years in the making, right? Like
6 years, yeah.
And now you're just on the edge of it being around the world and global and everyone falling in love.
Yeah, it's coming out June 3rd and totally bonkers to me. So stoked about it. So exciting. I started writing it, I want to say my freshman year in high school. So to see it like totally done is crazy.
For you listening along, you have to go check out Gabrýel's Instagram because you'll see the unboxing of the book. You'll see pre-pink hair, everything. You'll see it all, the whole story. And I love that you're documenting that as well. That's cool.
That has been a really big aspect for me in the writing process, has been kind of documenting it and adding it to like a blog, if you will, on Instagram. So that's been one of my favorite parts. I posted a few weeks ago the original headshots I had gotten when I was in high school, when I started writing the book, a post to my author headshots, which I took like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And that was mind-boggling to like put it in that perspective.
Who was that girl at like in high school, right? Wow.
Yeah. And that's something like this book has been so cool is I got to take a lot of aspects of myself and kind of put it into these characters and kind of grow up with these characters and kind of come to terms with some of the things in my life too through them. So that has been pretty cool too.
I like how you say grow up with your characters. That's very realistic and very accurate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have been, I joke around with my family all the time. These are the delusions that I cannot ignore. Like, tried every medication, can't get rid of them.
They're your travelers. They travel with you, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Before we jump in more about the book, tell everybody, Gabrýel, where are you? Where do you live in this big world of ours?
I live in Portland. I like to split my time between Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington, two of my favorite places in the world.
Right.
I grew up in the Northwest or in the Southwest, sorry. So this is totally different lifestyle and climate to me.
Yeah. Good. What do you love most about it?
I love the weather here. The people are amazing and so friendly. Like I said, I grew up in Texas for a short amount of time, and like the cultural shift is so dramatic in those two
Yeah.
places.
It's good. And this is home, right? This is home now for you?
This is
Yeah.
home.
Good.
Yes, Portland is my home
Good.
now. They're stuck with
There you
me.
go. Awesome. Now, okay, you said your journey in writing kind of began mostly in high school then, is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So what was there a
So,
teacher? Was there a
yeah.
story? What's here? Like tell me more.
I have a very bizarre writing background, and it's funny when like I put it on paper, explain it to people, is my mom is a book reviewer. So that's kind of how I got introduced to the book world. She's been doing that probably since I was like 8. And so I kind of followed her journey on that. And then when I was in high school, I I took an elective and it was a poetry class. So I started doing that and ended up winning a bunch of awards in high school for poetry. And then as all 15-year-olds do, I was in a band for a short
Right
time.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. So my love of poetry kind of translated to writing songs and that kind of thing. And so when I started writing the book, it was just kind of like, well, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I might as well just write down the ideas I've been having. Maybe I can make a song out of it.
Cool.
Now it's a book.
Well, I'm looking at your website and I'm seeing you with a guitar and I'm like, and
thank
that
you.
hair is almost
Yeah.
orange now. Is that what I'm seeing in the photo? That's orange hair.
Yes,
Come on.
when I've always had crazy hair, but orange was where I started my crazy hair journey. It's gone. I've been orange. Obviously, we've had pink. It's been
There you
rainbow,
go.
blue, and green. Those are the colors I've had.
I like it. I like it. And I love the guitar too, by the way. I'm a guitar player,
Thank you.
so I
Yeah.
totally approve of that image. Very cool.
Yes,
What
guitar is my original
is it?
passion of
Okay.
instruments.
What do you love so much about music? What does it mean to you?
Music means a lot to me. I feel like everyone has that story of like music saved my life, or music was kind of like this crutch I leaned on. And it was big time for me too, because it was kind of a realization in a way for me to be like, oh, I'm not the only person in the world that has like depression or like suicidal ideation stuff. So that was kind of like why I feel like music is my first love, because it's like, oh, there are other people that think and act like me, and that's an easy way to connect with
Yeah.
people.
What is it like? What part of writing, what part of music helped shape your identity?
I think music has shaped my identity the most. I always tell people like I'm an author, artist, musician, and I always throw something stupid on the end, like I'm a Michelin star chef. Like that's
Yeah.
my favorite line to tell people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a joke on the singer, actress, model, waitress trope, you jack of all trades. But yeah, I feel like music has really shaped me as a person. My entire family, like we're big, like my dad's really into rock music. My brother's a metalhead. Like we all have such distinct music tastes and such different ways music has affected our lives
Yeah.
that I feel like I always come back to music, even in my writing. Like one of the projects I've been working on forever is about a band. Like it's been one that has been on my mind forever. And I just feel like as an artist, words are easier for me. And music above all else is the easiest communication there is in the world. Like everybody understands music.
Right. When I look at your photo of you back in high school, I see this this younger version of you. There's no pink hair.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, like, what did that version of you? How were you trying to find your identity? Because, like, for me growing up, I didn't see a lot of people that look like me or thought like me,
Yeah.
and that has two impacts. You can either suppress yourself because no one else is like me, so I must be odd or different. So then
Yeah.
I'm going to go small. Or you can go the other way and pink hair and go all out and kind of elevate because you're different than other people, that you're going to lean into it. So from your
Yeah.
story, kind of how did you navigate that?
I feel like we had a very similar upbringing too, because I grew up in South Texas. I lived 5 minutes from the Mexican border. And so I'm also part Mexican. So my life is very influenced by Mexican culture. And I feel like not my immediate family, but a lot of my distant family has been really stuck in that old Mexican mindset of women need to be seen, not heard. Women have kids and they stay in the kitchen and keep up the house. And from a very young age, like, I knew that wasn't going to be me. I knew I didn't want that. So it's been since probably like I was in high school to be like, okay, I am different, but we're going to find out what's going to make me different and what's going to be passion and enjoyable and what's going to make my life
Right.
happy. And I, even as an adult, I'm still kind of trying to find what makes you happy in life. Because I feel like there are so many things as people that, like, you can't, just like you couldn't have one soulmate, like, your soulmate can be your dog, your
Yeah.
partner, your
Right.
kids. Like, you have to have so many passions in your life.
Yeah. So my job today is to pick away at this passion you keep talking about, because I think your passions lead you to do great projects like writing your book, and your passions are going to flow through your book and your story
Big time.
because
Yeah.
it's who you are, right?
Yeah.
So if you could define your passion for us, or kind of give it some kind of idea of explaining it to us, what is your passion? Like, what's driving you?
Self-expression has always been the biggest thing to me. Like you said, like I've always felt different. So I've always thought, like, if I can do something that's going to make a statement, that's going to be where that passion lies. And that's what's going to make me the happiest person or the happiest version of me that I can get
Right.
to.
So there's a girl in grade 9, grade 10 high school trying to find her way in life. She's hearing this conversation
Yeah.
and she looks at you as inspiration. What do you say to her?
I say find a bunch of things that make you happy and stop listening to the people that tell you those things can't make you
Ooh.
happy.
That's good.
Because I was told I couldn't be an intelligent person because I was a Latino girl. I was told I couldn't play guitar because that's not what girls do. And so I say, and I tell this to anyone listening to me, don't listen to other people. You have to listen to yourself because you know what you know and no one else does.
A book can become a platform, a song and a band can become a platform. And from that platform, people gather around you because they like what you're doing. And now you have community. What platform are you building through your book, through your music, through you? What platform are you making right now?
I feel like a very important platform for me to have is for, like you said, for the kids that don't feel like they fit in. Like that's, if you read the foreword in my book, that's like who the book is dedicated to, is the misfit kids and the kids that told they could not be anything. My platform is making sure those kids have someone that they can point to and say, hey, this person did it. I can do it too.
Okay. I like it. Let's jump into more about the book. We have authors that are listening and they're starting out early in their journey. What would have been helpful for you back in high school, listening to a podcast about writing that might have helped you in the journey to get to where you are today? What can we say to a new author listening?
Ooh, that's a great question. I feel like I have two venues of advice here on that one. The best advice I ever got for writing was, to whatever extent you can, take a psychology class.
Okay. Wow.
It just really opens your mind and helps you understand characters and people on a deeper level. And that was like, I used to just watch like psychology lectures on YouTube late at night, and that was kind of my introduction to psychology. And kind of, I just feel like it peels away the layers a little bit deeper than like an English lit class can.
Right. Yeah, how people
And
learn, how people think, all that stuff's important, right? Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's very important, especially when I kind of have this thing where I like to make characters that are so farly removed from the person I am just because I love research so much. Like, that's my niche. I'm such a research and lore nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of like piecing together like personality tropes and like finding new things about psychology is just so terribly interesting. And I think everybody, to the extent that they can, should learn about
Right.
psychology.
Yeah, it gives you gives you a base to write from as well, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, talk us through the book. Where did the title come from? Where's the idea, the big idea of the book? How did it start?
Holy Water Hurts, A Vampire's Guide to Vampire Hunting. One of the best titles that I worked on. I've been like throwing around. The title more so came from a place of, because it's set in 2007, and I'm a very big, I've been very heavily influenced by like the goth and alternative scene. So the title was kind of a play on like early 2000s unmanageable song title lengths.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So that's where our title came from. The book itself is about vampire hunters, and it's kind of it's about vampire hunting and kind of vampire research. We take a very different kind of turn on my vampires. Vampires is like one of my favorite subjects, so there's a lot of research on that. And I also feel like it kind of helps dive into a easy conversation or an easy like microscope of, why do I act the way I do? Is it because I was born this way? Is it because of outside factors? Is it because why?
Okay. All right.
And I kind of feel like that's what vampires are a metaphor for. Like, so many things make us who we are.
Interesting. And there's mystery there too in vampires,
Yeah.
right? It's like the unknown, the misunderstood. There's so many different parallels, right? To a kid in high school type growing up.
And that's one of my favorite things to point out to people is my main character, his name's Parker, is kind of, he's that kid that was knocked around and kind of the world chewed him up and spit him back out. And so he's trying to unbreak the mold he was forced into and discover what's really inside, while also kind of grappling with, like we all do, like mortality and just life events and just how life affects people, really.
Yeah. Is Parker completely fictional, or is he based on someone from your past?
Parker is, I would say, mostly fictional. Okay. I do feel like Parker was very heavily influenced by myself and my upbringing. Parker is kind of the collection of things everybody told me I was going to be when I grew up. Like, everyone told me that I was going to be a drug addict. Everyone told me I was going to be a teen mom. Everyone told me I was going to end up dead before I hit 30. Wow. And luckily, none of those things happened to me. But I just kind of felt like Parker was a way to both exercise that, but also kind of come to terms with it. Like, I feel like him and I have a very special connection because I identify with that. And I can be like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, we don't have to fit into what people say we are.
Okay. So Parker walks into the room, sits down beside you, which is freaky to think of. But anyways, Parker comes and sits down beside you. You have a chance to kind of ask Parker anything. And he's willing to answer any question you have. I know that you're creating the the person, the character for your book.
Mm.
But there's probably something unknown about Parker that you'd love to ask Parker. What's your question? What would you ask Parker?
Ooh, this is a really good question.
Right? Is it like backstory? Is it family connections? Is it something happened?
I think it's probably more along the lines of, like, I feel like he's a very charismatic, gregarious character. So I guess my question would be more of, how do you have that much confidence and overrule the, like, what we know is going on with the anxiety, with the depression, like everything that's telling you, like, sit down, be quiet. How are you still that vivacious of a person?
All right. What is Parker's hang up, like thing that keeps Parker from moving forward?
I think he is a character that is his only hindrance. I feel like his really only problem in life is that he holds himself back and he gets himself into situations because he's just not thinking of himself as someone that's worthy or someone that is, I guess, unproblematic. He sees himself as the villain, so he gets himself into situations that are just not where he should be in life.
What is his superpower that he doesn't even realize?
I would say that confidence.
Really?
That just, I'm going to go do, I'm going to go be, I'm going to be as loud as I possibly can. And if anyone has something to say about it, good for them.
Okay. What other supplemental characters around Parker help the story for your book?
Oh, we have a lot of them. So the book is kind of told in multiple point of views. Okay. It's written like it's a journal. Yeah. And so Parker, there's Connor, who's kind of our research nerd like I am. He knows everything there is to know about vampires, and he's just so excited to continue that research. There's Aaron, who is also kind of a research nerd, also kind of more on board with the mystic side of the world, and like things happen because we put energy out into the universe type of mentality.
Right. Okay.
And we have Nate, who is very, the kids I grew up to who are very machismo, very, life says we do this, this, and that, so we do this, this, and that, and is kind of learning how to navigate life and be like, okay, that mentality maybe is not for me.
Right. Okay.
And then we have Courtney, who just really brings the group together. She's just really the cement and glue that holds all these wacky personalities together and kind of smooths out the rough edges and is like, stop what you're doing, behave. She's a very like older sister mentality.
So for the readers then, what do they need to know before they start reading your book?
Ooh. I would say all you need to know is don't expect anything. Anything you expect from vampires, anything you think you know about vampires, anything you think you know about rational human beings, this is not the place for it.
Okay, that's a good ground rule. I like that.
Yeah, I really like to turn things on their heads. I'm not big for stereotypes. I really like to just make things original.
Do you like to review other people's books? Did you put your book in front of someone else to review your book?
I did, yes. I've had an amazing team. Like I said, my mom's a reviewer. The last few years I've been working with her as an assistant and as a reviewer. My sister, we kind of conned her into doing book reviews with us too. She's gone through it. My neighbor is one of the best editors in the world right now, and she's just amazing. All of these people are just geniuses at their craft, and I feel so blessed to have had them on my team and to have them on my team in the future.
Okay. What does being a reviewer do to help you as an author when you go to write your own book?
I feel like it's kind of helped me find inspiration in a lot of little things, and has also helped me have more like an analytical eye and see things that maybe don't make sense, but if you put them together this way, then you'll have an open door at the end.
Okay.
Like, kind of, I feel like I've seen a lot of tropes go wrong, and I've also seen a lot of tropes go really good. So I've kind of found a way to Frankenstein them together because I like things that aren't perfect.
Yeah. I would think, too, that reading someone else's book and their writing, because they're writing from a different perspective, that you can learn from them and how they do their book and how they write their story and go, I kind of like how they went in that direction. That's really interesting to me. And somehow maybe that kind of works its way into your book somehow. But just learning from other people as well and being a reviewer, I think, puts you in front of some interesting people.
It really has. Yeah. I've worked with a lot of great names like, oh my God, her name just
Yeah,
went
I
out of my
love
head.
it when that happens, right? Yeah, I'm the same way.
I'm like, I can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can literally picture her in my head. I talked to her like 2 weeks ago, but I've worked with great people like Robin Peterman and Kristen Painter, and just like the best of the best on the highest level of their game. And then I've had the pleasure of working with brand new authors and getting like fresh off the printer manuscripts. So kind of seeing like all the stages of different people in different parts of the writing world has been very influential, and I feel has kind of given me a leg up because I've been told I don't write like a novice author. I don't. One of the reviews on my book says that this book reads like a seasoned author wrote it from like a third series.
Okay. I have a non-author question for you from a non-author perspective.
Of course, yeah.
For somebody who is an author and they're like, how do I find someone like you to review my book? I don't even know how this happens. I have no idea how this works. Yeah. But for me, and maybe for an author listening who's looking for someone like you, how do authors find people like you?
I have made a lot of amazing connections with people on Goodreads, believe it or not. And I've had people email me and they'll be like, I saw your review on Amazon. Are you willing to review my book? And that's kind of how that connection starts, is people like will see your review and contact you. And then on a bigger scale, my mom has gone to like author conferences and stuff and met with these people, and they'll be like, so-and-so recommended you. Are you willing to take me on? I'm a brand new author. And it just kind of snowballs from there. There's a lot of word of mouth.
Okay. So again, another non-author perspective question for you. Just I'm putting it out there because I don't know the answer to this. Is this something that what people could pay you to do for them? Is that how that works? Okay.
It is,
okay, good.
yes.
All right.
There is a lot of different ways you can go about being a reviewer. Grimly Yours is our company, and we kind of specialize in print reviews, and editorial reviews is kind of our niche.
Okay.
I have noticed there are a lot of people that do like Instagram and TikTok that do reviews like in a video format.
Okay. But if somebody's listening as a new author and they're like, I would love to put my book in front of you, that's a potential, right? We have an option to do that somehow. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You can get my website has my official email address on it, and you can also contact my team at Grimly Yours. We are on Instagram, and we also have a card that's posted on there with our email address that you can find us.
We'll put that in the show notes because I'm sure there's somebody listening going, oh my gosh, finally I found a reviewer. This is great. So
yeah.
We'll send everybody to you, all right? And you're a great team.
That would be awesome,
all right.
yes.
Little side plug there. I was curious.
Absolutely.
I didn't know how that all worked. So
yeah.
It's good. Does it feel weird to give your book to somebody, though, when you're the reviewer?
Oh, it's very weird.
You're like, I should review my own book. Well, no, you shouldn't. Right?
It's very... yeah, it's very weird, especially having a lot of friends in the industry that review books and then having family members that review books. Like my sister, she's hilarious. She lives in the Netherlands, and I was like, she calls me one, like as soon as I write the last sentence, she's like, you finished the book? I'm like, I did. And she's like, why is it not on my desk? So I had to send her, like, she has like 3 copies of it right now. She has one that was the unedited version, the one after I gave it to our editor, and then the one that's going to print now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. I say that's another side of book publishing and all that I have no idea about. So I'm glad you can kind of
Yeah.
give us some ideas around that. That's great. So this,
Yeah.
give us a kind of an overview of the story though within your book as well. I kind of want to get an idea for the reader because I want them listening to
Yeah.
this going, A, this book is for me, and B, I know someone else that I'm going to tell them to
Mhm.
come buy your book as well. So just the story, kind of give us an idea without giving anything away. What are we going to
Yeah.
see in the story?
So what you're going to get from Holy Water Hurts is vampires like you've never seen them before. And I would dare say characters that have real life problems in ways you wouldn't expect. Parker is a vampire trying to live his life as a regular human, and he feels like all of us do at some point. He's disconnected from society. He's different from everyone else. He's trying to figure out life. And as he thinks he's started to figure out this whole vampire thing, he gets hit in the face with the crisis of realizing another vampire is hunting him.
All right. So okay. So he's not the hunter, he's the hunted.
He is
He's
both.
both.
He is a
Okay.
hunter turned vampire
Oh,
who is now being hunted by another vampire.
that doesn't sound like a good day for anybody.
It's not. It's a very bad idea.
Okay. All right. Wow. All right. So when you started writing in high school, did you
Yeah.
have any vision to how long this would take and that this was actually going to happen in the future? You'd have a published book?
I really did not. When I started it, it was really something that I had been thinking about like in class or going to bed at night, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. And I, for whatever reason, had the thought, I should write this down. Like it was just a daydream. And I was like, I should write this down. And I started writing it down, and it just kind of really took off from there. And I was like, I can add all kinds of stuff um, like the bands I was really into at the time. I was like, I can like make a scene inspired by this song. I can do whatever I want. I felt like very free in a creative way for the first time when I started writing this, because I wasn't writing music for a band that like everyone had to okay on. I wasn't
Right.
writing poetry for an assignment or poetry that was going to be a specific theme for a contest. It was something on my own that I could either polish to perfection or just absolutely demolish. Like I was free in every way of the aspect.
Okay. When we're reading it from a reader's perspective, is chapter 1 kind of in a linear form where that's kind of like the high school version of you writing? Like, are we going to see you develop as an author as we read as well?
I think a lot of it has kind of culminated in a way that it's cohesive, but I think you can very much see how my mind was at work and the stages of life I was in during the progress of the story and the progress of the characters' lives and stories.
It's kind of like a journal,
Like,
almost, of you
yeah,
while you're writing the
very
book. Right? At the same time, there's two things going on here.
yeah, big time. And that's why, because I always get asked, obviously, like, as the book was set in 2007, like, is there someone specific that these characters are based on? And I always tell people, these characters, if you put them all together, that's me. Like, they are very just branched off versions of me.
So you were able to break those off into separate people and then go a little deeper on each person and develop
Right.
them even more?
Big time. And one of my favorite progressions of Parker and the way I write vampires in general is coming from a place of I've recently been diagnosed chronically ill and am going through a lot of treatments trying to get some of the pain off me, trying to help the illness, that kind of stuff. And I feel like Parker and vampirism was a very fun, creative way for me to exercise the fear and the anxiety of being young with a chronic
Wow.
illness.
Wow. Okay. Now, when people think vampires,
Yeah.
they think darkness, they think maybe fear and all of that. Is Are you saying that through your story there's kind of another side to what would be traditionally seen as a vampire in a movie from the 70s and the bats and all
Big
that stuff,
time.
right? Like, are you showing us a
Yeah.
different side to this?
There is a very different take on vampires for
Yeah.
me. Really heavy influences from I feel like you can really just track what I was into when I was
Hmm.
writing this. Like very heavy influences from like zombie
Yeah.
movies and zombie shows and like classic horror movies. Like horror movies is my niche. That is just what I've always been into. And um you can really just track like, oh, this is like a zombie movie. Oh, this is kind of like a slasher film. Like, oh no, maybe this is like vampires.
Right.
There's a very different take, and something I'm so excited about is just how different the vampires are. Like, I wanted something that relied on classical vampire thinking, like Bela Lugo and Dracula from like the
Yeah. Yeah.
40s.
There you go.
But yeah, I also wanted something that could be like modernized and like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, like campy, but also like a real life applicable
Okay.
vampirism. And I feel like that's very far into what we are now. Is like, what if there was or not zombies, but vampires in real life?
Okay, so before I get you to read something for us from your book, because I really want that,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about the cover of the book as well.
Yes, I have one of the covers right
Yes,
here.
it's beautiful. Like,
Thank you.
where did the design come from? Tell us more about that.
Yes, the design was, I had a very almost music album
Yeah.
cover, like the cover of a vinyl image for this in my
Mhm.
head. It, I feel like my writing is very heavily influenced by music, like we said, as is my art. And I had kind of this vision of doing something that felt so like late 90s, early 2000s grunge, like Nirvana, very in your face, but kind of relaxed at the same
Right.
time.
And it doesn't look cartoony. It doesn't look cheesy. Like, it looks very intriguing. Like, that's going to stand out on a shelf somewhere. Somebody's going to be like, what is it? And that's a hefty book. That's not like a little,
It
tiny
is.
little book. You
No,
could hurt somebody with that
it
thing. That's a heavy,
it is a
it's a,
novel. It is a weapon, and I pride myself on it being a weapon.
it's good. I like, okay, so can you read for
Yeah,
us? What do you got for us? Give us a little, kind
absolutely.
of
Yes.
give us up to date of where we're going to be jumping in here, some context. And then, yeah, I'm turning it over to
So,
you. I'm ready to sit back and listen.
so we're starting where I feel like a non-traditional place to start would be is we're starting at the end.
Of course. Let's do that.
Of
Of course.
course. And yeah, and this is a very, again, I just feel like you can really track where I was in life when I wrote
Okay, that's
it.
good. That's great. We'll jump in. Go ahead. Let's go.
I've never been one for the phrase, lose the battle, win the war, mostly because I want a future that's certain, and I want it now. But more than anything, I want a past that's solid, one that's not bogged down by other people's lies, and one that's true. Hell or high water, I'm going to take that for myself, no matter how bloody or dirty it gets. I can only try waking the dead or spend your time chasing ghosts for so long. Besides, Frida Kahlo put it best, I was never fragile like a flower, I was fragile like a bomb.
Okay, you got to give me a little bit more than that because that's awesome. You got something else for me too? Come on, you said you might have two
I
spots.
do I do have two
Okay,
spots.
please.
This one is closer to the
Okay.
beginning, and it's kind of an introspective look more closely at our vampire situation.
I'm just going to have you read the whole book to me. Yeah, no, okay, no,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, let's do it.
It's now an audiobook, everybody. No, go ahead. Let's get that other part too. Come on.
We have a director's cut commentary
we
going
do.
with it too.
It's great.
This would be from Parker's perspective. So the irony of what I do isn't lost on me, and I think about it a lot. Maybe it's some kind of masochistic way of killing the parts of me I don't like. I don't know. Those were always Connor's educated college words. Other than the obvious, the infection we share, I find it hard to draw similarities between what I am and what we hunt. The vampires we hunt are like rabid animals. They don't care about anything except their next meal. They walk around like corpses, most of the time shriveled and bony, the illness decomposing their bodies with them still inside it. The only sign of life was in their glowing yellow eyes, and I've never been able to wrap my head around how I could be the same thing. I had to stop that thought before I spiraled too far away from me. Besides, I had a job to do. I decided to target the biggest of the vampires. He was about twice my size, but his eyes were dull, and he had a gaping wound in his side down to bone. The skin around it was turning purple, green, and shades of black. I plunged my knife through his heart. It came out with a squelch and splattered syrupy ash on my clothes. I couldn't help but feel like I was doing him a favor.
Okay, everybody, you got to go right now and buy your copy of this book and buy an extra copy and again, keep it by your nightstand in case you need a weapon, because that's good, just in case. But also give it to somebody so they can read it as well.
Just in case the vampire breaks into your house, you can defend yourself.
Right? You just never know.
Yeah.
Right?
You never know in this climate.
You're so helpful with this book. I love it. So take us to your website. So and I'll have links to it in the show notes so people can go there. But your website's beautiful, by the way. I love it. It's so much going on here. You're going to have to spend a little while checking out this website. But tell us more about your site.
Yeah, it's GabrýelGrimm-Goretez.com. And it's everything that I am. It's music, it's art, it's a blog, it's a way to get in contact with me, it's a way to read my books, it's a way for me to be as abrasive to your eyes and your ears as humanly possible.
And you have your art on there too, right?
I do. I have a ton of my art on there, as well as I've ran a blog for probably the last 3 or 4 years and starting to move my blog on there. I'm getting an author newsletter started, so you definitely want to sign up for that.
Nice. And I saw, was that a discount code I saw? It's on your website?
There is. If you sign up for our newsletter, we send you a discount code for the book. Of course you do.
And if you want to check out an amazing guitar photo, come on. It's a great website. And again, you will see the orange and pink hair. You'll see it all the colors.
All my hair colors,
it's there for you as a reader.
I think there's even one where my hair's black on there.
I know, it's so different. Yeah. There you go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap up, again, congratulations on the book.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a big hit. I know a lot of people are going to love it. It's going to equal more. You said you got a new tattoo to celebrate the book.
I did.
So that's going to require, every tattoo requires another tattoo. That's the problem, right? Obviously. So you're going to have a new book to go with another tattoo, right, in the future?
Obviously, yeah. Our next book it's totally flipped on its head. We set it in New Jersey. It's in the same timeline. Very excited about that one. And I won't give too many spoilers, but it's definitely something you want to keep your eye on.
And will you come back and share that with us when it's ready?
You're going to have a hard time getting rid of me.
Yes! I love it. That's what I like.
I'm going to be here once a week. I'm going to come move into your basement.
All right, sure. I'll make room for you. We got room here.
There you go.
Well, and I'll get my hair colored pink, and the two of us will hang out, play guitars, and talk about vampires.
Absolutely.
That's all right with you?
There's our next podcast.
We could do it.
It needs to happen.
Pink-haired vampire podcast, everyone. Coming soon to a podcast player near you. Gabrýel, thank you so much for doing this. Again, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy your new platform, right?
Thank you.
It's a lot of work, a lot of tears and effort and time over the last 6 years to get to this point. I love the celebration of you opening the box on the floor in the living room and don't trust you with a box cutter and you throw it off to the side. And I'm like, whew, that's dangerous, right? But I'm like, I love watching you unpack that box. Everyone should go check out the Instagram page for that. But I just love celebrating with you and seeing a journey come to the finish line and just seeing the joy that creating this book means to you. And I hope that many people will come and be inspired by your journey, support you as an author, and continue to follow along. Enjoy this new community you're building as well.
I appreciate this so much, and thank you so much for not only having me, but just enabling my crazy and being there with me and just being a part of this journey.
Excellent.
I thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for that, Dave.
Congratulations. I'm a big fan all the way up here in Canada. And if I ever come across a vampire, I'm going to just send them to you. So you'll take care of it for me, right?
You know what to do. Okay. Yes, I got you.
Everybody, all information, as always, in the show notes. My request for you as you listen to this, as an author, as a reader of Gabrýel's book, is that you leave it a really good review to tell everyone how amazing this book is, why you love it, so that someone reading your words will take your opinion and your review and run with it and buy the book as well. We can all help our authors by leaving a great review, and it starts today. I know Gabrýel would love to hear your thoughts about the book as well.
You know, I do.
Excellent. And if you need somebody to review your book and you're like, I wish I could find somebody who has pink hair and is really good at reviewing books, well, we just found her. She's right here for you, and she's ready to help. Might be your perfect fit. Right?
Yeah.
So go to the website, reach out. I'm sure she'd love to talk to you as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Gabrýel, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for making time for this. Keep writing. Yes. Don't stop, okay?
Never. And thank you, everyone listening. Thank you, Dave, so much for having me.
Hey, thank you so much, again, for pressing play. As you've heard, great guests on the show. And one thing you didn't hear in this conversation is what? What did you not hear? Think about it for a second. That's right. Not a single solitary commercial for a mattress or a supplement or a whatever you call it. No. Why? Because we don't want to break up the conversation with commercials. So the fact that you're still here means that you are a fan of the show, I'm assuming. So if you want to help to keep the podcast going and to make me feel really happy, all I really care about is coffee, okay? I just got to be honest. I love coffee. I'm drinking one right now. It's starting to get cold. I need to warm it up. Helping us with our Buy Me a Coffee link over at livingthenextchapter.com and also in the show notes helps kind of keep the lights on around here. Remember, I'm doing this for free. I'm paying for everything. So I would love to have a little coffee donation, even $5 kind of fills up my cup. And I would love to enjoy a coffee from you. So if you're interested, again, thank you for listening. But you can use our Buy Me a Coffee link and fill up the cup. Thanks for being here.